Good morning, sir.
Morning. Good morning. So actually, last class we have seen about the various network topologies. So depending upon the application, then depending upon the requirement, we can go for any topology, like bus topology, then star topology, ring topology, then the mesh topology, then hybrid topology. So this class we will see about the various network devices which is used to create, which is used to establish the LAN or WAN you will see in today's class. So the network device, it is nothing but it is to separate network or expanding the network. For example, so let us consider I am having the four node connected to central device. I want to expand this the network. I can use this device to expand, or I want to separate the networks or connecting network. This is one network. So here I am having one more network. To interconnect these two things, I can use network device. So kindly mute all. So either to separate the network or to expand the network. So we are using network device. So the need first they allow a greater number of nodes to be connected to the network. Second, they extend the distance over which a network can expand. Third, they localize traffic on the network. Fourth, they can merge existing networks. So first, they allow great number of nodes to be connected to the network. That is expansion. Then to extend the distance. Suppose I want to extend network with a long distance, so network device will be used. Then localize the traffic, network device will be used. Then merge the existing network. Suppose two network is there, I want to merge these two, the network device. Then last, the isolate network problem. Because if you are using suitable device, so we can be able to isolate network problem. This is network one, this is network two. I can isolate the problems which is occurring in network two that cannot reach with the network one. So using devices, you can be able to isolate the network issues. So expanding network. So network cannot be made larger by simply adding new computers and more cables. Because for example, using the single switch, single LAN, for example, it is like a 64 port. So you can be able to connect up to with the maximum of the 64 in a single network. So you cannot able to extend very large, very large. Suppose if you are replacing the 64 with maybe 128, if you're expanding with the 128 using the single network, then automatically the traffic problem will be happening. So expanding the single network with large number of adding new computers, it it reduces the efficiency. It increases the traffic. So instead of going for expanding, adding new computers in existing network, you can expand the network using the device. Then segment large LAN to form a smaller LAN. Smaller LAN. For example, if one the LAN which is connected with maybe 256 systems. So for few times, I no need for accessing all 256. Only maybe Out of 256, maybe only, for example, 64 system is uh, accessing frequently. So next is 64 system is accessing in the different things in within the network. Then you can segment the large network into the smaller network and connect labs. So to expand the network, either you need the repeaters or bridges, routers. The router, that is a combination of bridge and router, switches and gateways. So these are all the various network devices which it used to expand the network or break down networks. If you see that repeaters and the hubs, I think they are used hub in the lab. So we have seen that hub is a non-intelligent device. Intelligent device. It is a non-intelligent, which is to simply connect the two systems. Two systems. So the repeaters and the hub, in the name itself, if you see the repeater, simply it from the weak signal, just it increase the amplitude. That it just set. It won't do any operations on a signal. Just it expand. Just it increase the amplitude of the weak signal. Then it is passes to the next network, next node. So repeater also it is a non-intelligent device. So repeaters and hubs work at the physical layer because it does not involve any the data management or anything. Simply it receive the informations and it increase the signal strength. Then it is passes to next one. So simply it regenerate the network signals. It regenerate. It won't do anything on that. It just replicate the input signal with the higher the amplitude. So it resend to the other segment. So the repeater hub, it's purely working in a physical layer. So the primitive hub can be viewed as the multi-port repeater. It regenerates data and broadcasts them to all ports. Hub is nothing but just regenerate and resend to another segment. Primitive hub, it regenerates, it broadcasts to all other ports. Suppose if you want to broadcast a message to all, common broadcast message, there we can use it the primitive hub. So even primitive hub or repeaters, hubs, all these things, it is really working only on the physical layer. It regenerates the signals, and then it resends. It does not do anything on the intelligence of the signals, anything on the data rate of the signals. Simply it regenerates and resends. The limitations and the features, it cannot link unlike segments because it does not have any intelligence. So the two network, it should be with a similar network. If it is the unlike or it is a non-similar network, you cannot able to joint link using either repeater or hub. So it cannot join segments with the different access methods. For example, one is using token pass, token ring, next is CSMA CD. If it is having two different access methods, you cannot able to join using the repeater hub. Do not isolate or filter packets. That's why I told it does not have any intelligence. Simply it receives the signal, regenerate, it passes. So it won't do any the filtering on the packets or informations. You cannot able to isolate that two lands. But only thing the feature, it can connect the different types of media. It may be audio or it may be a video or it may be a combination of audio video. You can be able to connect the different type of media using the hub or repeater. But this is the most economic way of expanding network. I don't want any intelligence. Simply with very cheap, with less cost, I want to expand the network. I can go for a repeater or hub. So next, the bridges. Device that connects and passes packets between the two network segments. It is more intelligent than hub. It analyzes incoming packets and forwards based on the addressing information. In a physical layer, no need for looking on the respective the address, just it will pass. Here, the bridges, it is little bit more intelligent than hub. It analyzes incoming packets and it forwards or drops based on the addressing information. We see that bridge, it will contain one input and one output. Even if you see here, normal the in the normal the roadway, if it is the bridge means it is one city or one area. This is another city. So the bridge will interconnect these two the different areas. So it have only one input and one output. It is used to isolate network traffic and computers. For example, in a normal the transport in a roadway bridge, it won't passes all the entire traffic to here, because here suppose for example here we are using maybe six land. If it is the four land, so here the traffic will be very high for six land, but it passes only four land. Outside it have only the four land traffic output side. So it isolates network traffic and computers between two different segments. It has the intelligence to examine incoming packets, source and destination address. It examines incoming packets. If it is only related to this area, it will allow, otherwise it will just stop it. But only thing, it cannot interpret higher level information. It only based on that destination address it can pass. It can isolate network traffic, but other than that, depending upon that that process to process delivery, all these things it cannot able to ensure. Hence, it cannot filter packets according to its protocol. It does not work with the higher. It works only on it. Again, it is a lower level. How the bridge is working? Bridges work at the MAC control, MAC layers. In the data link layer itself, in a data link layer, it contains two. One is nothing but a MAC. So it is purely working based on the respective the physical address, MAC address. So the bridge it is working purely based on the MAC control layer. So let us consider here I am having maybe in a segment 1 10 systems, segment 2 10 systems. Each and every computer it is having its own MAC address. So depending upon the MAC address, so here the bridge is connecting these two segments. If let us consider this is the node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6. Suppose the node 1 want to send information to node 3, it will go to the respective bridge. Then it will check the address of the destinations. If it is in the same segment, it will again it won't passes to the next the node next to the output led the next to the segment. It will redirect to the same segment. If it is on the next segment, it will passes. So depending upon this the respective MAC address. So the routing table of the bridge, it is update the respective address. It update the address. I told if destination address is in the same segment as the source address, it stop to transmit to next. Otherwise, it will forward to another segment. If it is the destination is in a different segment, it will allow to pass through bridge. Otherwise, it will stop. So this is the way of the bridge is working. So the remote bridge, it is having two. One is the remote bridge. So here, the remote bridge, it does not know about the respective address. Bridges are often used in large networks that have widely dispersed segments. Remote bridges can be used to connect remote segments via data grade telephone lines. Let us consider if it is going to here. So the destination address does not know about the bridges where it is there. Only thing remote bridge understand that the destination address it is not present in the segment 1. So the destination it may be present in segment 2 or it may be in a segment 3 or maybe in a segment 4. So remote bridge does not know about the destination address where it is presented. It only ensure that so the respective the destination address it is not presenting in a respective the segment 1, the respective the source segment. It only ensures that as the remote bridge. So if we compare bridge versus repeater, because almost both are working the same thing, but only difference. So the repeater works on the physical layer, the bridge work on the data link. That is the MAC. It is a part of data link layer. So the bridges, the repeater, it regenerates data at the signal level. It regenerates data at the packet level. So repeater, it does not have any hold on the traffic, but bridge, it is having the hold on the traffic. It may reduce the network traffic. So almost both are does the same operation. Only thing comparing to repeater, bridge it is having little bit intelligent, little bit intelligent. Next we'll move to the switch. Little bit higher than higher intelligent than the bridge, it is a switch. The switch operates at the data link layer of the OSI model. It can interpret address information. Switches resemble bridges and can be considered as a multi-port bridge. Bridge, it contains only two ports. One is input port, next is output port. Switch, it is a multi-port bridge. So using switch, you can be able to connect one input to maybe 5 or 6 the output network. Like if you see here in many places now, even in Chennai also, in Gindi Kattipara, if you see here. So if you are entering into the single bridge, automatically you will have a direction to the 4 different way. One may directly go to the Coimbatore, one may directly go to the Paris, one may directly go to maybe Tambaram, one is to the Punamalli. So it is having the 4 outlet way. If you are taking one as the input, 3 outlet way. So this is nothing but the multi-port bridge. So switch is nothing but a multi-port bridge. It can be able to connect one network with a different network. So since the switches it is having multi-port, it can better use the limited bandwidth and prove more cost effective than bridges. Because the bridges, suppose I want to connect one segment with the 3 segments, I need minimum 3 or 4 bridges. But switch, using single switch, you can be able to interconnect more number of segments. So the switches divide network into several isolated channels. For example, this is the switch. This is switch. So with the switch, using the hub, I can be able to create the separate LAN. So here, if you see here in the first network, this is network 1. So the 10 Mbps, it is isolated divided into 3.3 with the 3 different systems. But if you see remaining, it is directly connected to the single network with the 10 Mbps. So the switches, it divide network into several isolated channels. So this is individual channels, it is isolated channels. So the packet sending from one channel will not go to another if it is not specified. Whatever things, if it is only go to this channel, so the next it is go to only channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. It does not go into the another. Each channel has its own capacity. Each channel it is having 10 Mbps capacity. But you can divide the 10 Mbps with the 3 things by using the shared medium. So switches, it is having the isolated the channels. So even you can be able to create the maybe the sub network within the one single network using the switch. Advantage: switches divide network into the several isolated channels. Pollution domains, because if you are dividing into several isolated channels, the traffic will be restricted only to the particular channel. It won't affect with the another channel. So that is the reason it reduces the possibility of the collision.
Sir,
So collision, yes,
sir, just one doubt, sir.
yes,
So basically switches are for for the something like the main server, and hubs are used for as repeaters.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Switch is like a main server. From the main server, we are interconnecting with the different LANs using the switches.
Okay.
Okay. So since it switches divide the network into the several isolated channels, so it automatically it reduces the possibilities of the collision. Each channel has its own network capacity. Previously, we have seen that each channel it is having dedicated the capacity of maybe 10 Mbps. So automatically it reduces the collisions. Similarly, the bandwidth also it is only particular to the channel. It is not common to the entire switch. Since it's isolated, so it is more secure. Because since it's isolated each and every channel, it is more secure comparing to a hub or the bridges. Limitations. Although contains buffers to accommodate bursts of traffic, can become overwhelmed by heavy traffic. If it is again the heavy traffic, suppose the channel capacity is 10 Mbps. If it is more than that, automatically the problem will be happening for the switches. But if it is very the limited, limited problems, the bottleneck comes. So device cannot detect collisions when buffer is full. If the buffer is full, then you cannot able to detect the collisions. So some higher level protocols do not detect error. So UDP or TCP, it cannot detect the error. This is only the limitations. It is very the simple limitations. So here the switches it works purely on the layer 2. That is, it is purely based on the data link layer. So L3 switch is there that is working on the network layer. It works purely based on MAC protocol as well as MAC address as well as IP address. That is nothing but the layer 3 switch. Layer 3 switch. It is little bit advancement than the normal layer 2 switch. So layer 3 it is an more intelligent than the bridge layer 2 switch hub. So it is the advancement of the router. L3 switch, it is an advancement of the routers, L3. So that we will see in the forthcoming slides or in the laboratory. So next is the router. So the layer 2 switch, it cannot take advantages of multiple paths because there each and every it is having isolated path. You cannot able to go for the multipath. Suppose I want to connect maybe one with the different 5 system, the 5 network, 10 network with the multipath. Then that is the problem with the L2 switch. So L3 switch or router, that's why I told it is working purely based on the IP address. L2 it is working on MAC address. L3 switch it is working on MAC plus the respective IP address. Because the IP address only it identifies the systems which is there in the different LAN. But that MAC address it will work purely based on the respective MAC address. You cannot able to connect the systems which is there in a different LAN using the L2 switch. So that's the reason we are going for router. So router it works at the layer 3 network layer. L3 switch also it works on the respective the layer 3. They use the logical address, IP address of packets and routing tables to determine the best path for data delivery. It is purely working based on the respective IP address, logical address. So the L2 switch or the bridges, it is working purely based on the MAC address. MAC address. Router and L3 switch, it is working purely based on the IP address or logical address. How the router works? As packets are passed from routers to router, the data link layer, source and destination address are stripped off and then recreated. It enables router to route the packet from TCP/IP Ethernet to the TCP/IP any type of ring token or token ring or token bus because it is purely working based on the respective IP address. Only packets with no network addresses will be passed. Hence, it reduces the traffic because it is transmitting purely based on IP address. Only if IP address there in the respective the LAN, it will passes. Otherwise, it will reduce. It will it will stop the packets. So that is the reasons here. If you are using a router or if you are using L3 switch, it reduces the traffic. So the routers can listen to a network and identify its the busiest path. It identifies the shortest path route. It will check all the paths depending upon the cost and weightage of the respective the route. Based on that, if cost is less, it will select the optimal path. Will select the most cost-effective path for transmitting packets. For example, if you want to transmit maybe from A to F, either it will go in this directions or it will go in this directions or it will go in this direction. It is having 3 paths. So the router or L3 switch will select the shortest optimal path for the possible, the better route for the transmitting the packet. So it contains 2 types of routers, static and dynamic. In the name itself, it indicates that the manual configuration of router. Here, static router, all the configurations it does manually. But dynamic, initial stage, the manual the configuration will be done. After that, automated discovery of new routes will be there. Depending upon the respective the traffic. For example, first, we are selecting this is path 1, path 2, path 3. So first manually you are configuring path 2 is the optimal path from A to F. But in the static router, always, it select path 2 as the optimal path. But the dynamic router, during initial stage, it will select path 2. After that, depending upon the traffic in all these things, it will update the routing table. For example, comparing to path 2, path 3 is having less traffic. So automatically, dynamic router will select path 3 as the shortest path instead of path 2. So always, the dynamic router, it gives the better, the optimal route for it, depending upon the situation's traffic, it will select the optimal route. The dynamic router always it is the best one compared to the normal, the static router. So the static router always it uses the same route. So dynamic it selects the best route. But only thing, the static is more secure. Here, it need manual configuration to improve the security, because so we are selecting path based on security also. But dynamic, it updates the path best route. Sometimes it may insecure. So to improve the security, we should go for manual configurations to improve the security. So the compared to static, dynamic is the better one, but only thing security issues there. So nowadays, many encryption algorithm came into picture to improve the security of the routers, the path. So if you compare bridges versus router, the bridges it is working on the layer 2 data link layer. Router it works on the network layer. So the bridges forward everything, they don't recognize. Router will select the best path. So router are the layer 3 device which recognize network address. Bridges are layer 2 device. It is working purely based on the MAC address. Purely based on MAC address. So L3 switch, I told you, L3 switch, it operates on both layer 2 as well as layer 3. It is nothing but a combination of the switches plus router. It is nothing but switches plus router. So it works based on the combination of, it can perform both MAC as well as IP. Sometimes, if it is going for the global routing, it uses IP address to find the optimal path. If it is going for the local routing, local transmissions, it uses a MAC address for the transmission. So why layer 3 is required? Traffic of LAN is no longer local. That's I told. So if it is only that local, automatically the traffic will go to the global also. So if you are using L3 switch, it will take care of both the combination of the bridges as well as the router. So L3 is always best. So the speed of LAN is much faster. If you are using L3, it performs both MAC as well as IP operations. The speed is best. So need a much faster router. However, it is expensive. Only thing, it is very expensive L3 switch. Again, depending upon the application. Suppose if it is we need, with the high precision, with high speed application, then we can go for L3 switch. It replaces both L2 switch with the router. So if you compare hub bridge router, so the repeater or the hub, it is the just regeneration of the network. All traffic appears in both the maps. Bridges, it is working purely based on MAC address in a data link layer. Router, it connect two or more network in a network layer. So always, I state the traffic. So to interconnect two small the systems, I can go for hub. With the LAN. This is LAN 1. This is LAN 2. To interconnect LAN 1 with the LAN 2, I can go for either bridge or I can go for router depending upon the application. Here I can use bridge or I can use router to interconnect two different LANs. So summary. So repeater are the least expensive way to expand the network, but the limited to connecting two segments. Bridges, it functions similar to repeaters, but it can understand the node address. Switches, it can be considered as a multi-port bridge. Routers and L3 switches, it interconnect networks and provide the filtering function. They can determine the best route. So the devices we have seen today. So the bridges, the types of bridges, all these things we will see in the forthcoming.